Hi everyone, today I'm going to give you a lesson on how to draw a Penrose Triangle. Now a Penrose Triangle is also known as the Penrose Tribar or an impossible tribar. It's a triangular impossible object. It was created a long time ago by a Swedish artist in 1934, but then it became popular in the 1950s and was described as impossibility in its purest form. And in fact it was the artist M.C. Escher who really loved this idea of impossible objects and made it particularly popular through his artworks. So today I'm going to show you how to do it, and you can have a go at drawing your own impossible Penrose Triangle. Let's give it a go. Okay, the first thing I need to do to make my Penrose Triangle is I need to start by actually drawing an equilateral triangle. Now, I'm just going to draw this really lightly because I'm going to rub out some lines at the end. So the first way to start, if you're not sure how to draw an equilateral triangle, is I'm going to make mine so the edges are about 15 centimeters long, 150 millimeters long. So I'm just going to very lightly draw out that line, which is 150 millimeters long. Now, I'm just going to find my halfway point here, which of course is 75. And then I'm just going to draw a light line that is perpendicular to this line, like this. And then from my point over here, I'm going to mark out 150 centimeters so that this point to this line here is 150. And I'll do the same on this side. And now I have this point from 150, which is 150, and now I have my three sides that are all 150 centimeters. Okay, I don't need that line anymore down the middle, so I'm just going to get rid of it, which is why it's nice to draw it nice and lightly so that I can rub it out. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is now mark some points along my line. So I'm going to mark, say, every 20 centimeters. Every 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters along my line, like this, and just mark those points. And I'm going to do the same along this line. Again, just marking off every 20 millimeters, and I'll do the same along this line. It doesn't have to be exactly these measurements, but just as long as they're, I guess, the same along each edge. And then I'm going to do the same along this edge, and same down here. Okay, and I've now made these points that are all exactly the same distance apart. Now what I'm going to do is rule some lines so that I'm going to join this point and this point to make these lines parallel down here. And I'm going to rule another one down here from this point to this point. So I've got some parallel lines, and I'm going to do the same across this way. Just very lightly because I will need to rub these out. And the same across the, I guess, the bottom here. Okay, and I now have these different sets of lines. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to just, now that I've joined the points, I'm going to now mark off the corners like this. Okay. In fact, I'm going to mark those darker because they're going to be part of the finishing design. Okay, and now I just need to draw up the lines that I'm going to keep, and I'm going to make those thicker. So I'm going to join these lines at the edge, will join together, and this line at the edge will join, and I'm going to mark this edge along here to make that darker and thicker. Okay, now this is where it will get a little bit confusing. So I guess along this point I'm going to start from the edge here, and I'm going to come in say, here's my first point, here's my second point, and I'm going to use that point, and I'm going to rule a line all the way along the bottom. And then I'm going to come up to this point and this point, but rather than going all the way to the edge, I'm just going to come one point in here and here, and I'm going to rule that line up there. And then from this point, I'm just going to join that all the way up to the top here now. Okay, like that. And I'm now going to join this point here. Okay, so think from the top here, we go 1, 2, and then we'll come in 1 point. And I'm going to bring that one down to meet this line here. Okay, and then from this same point, I'm going to bring that one all the way down to the end. Okay, and then my last point here will be, I guess, where this point here ends. And I'm going to bring that up so it meets with this line here. And I now have my impossible Penrose Triangle. Now, to make my triangle more effective, I'm just going to now rub out those lines that are along the corners there. I don't really need them anymore. And I don't need those lines. I don't need these thin lines in here. And I don't need any of those guidelines in there. Okay, and just to make my triangle look even more effective, I'm just going to colour it in. So I'm going to use a black pencil for this. And I'm going to colour in maybe this section first. I'm going to make this really, really dark. Okay, now I'm just going to colour this section in, but this one I'm going to make grey. Okay, and I'm going to leave my last section white, and that will give me the effect of an impossible illusion of a Penrose Triangle. So give it a go, have some fun, and there you have it, a Penrose Triangle.